We are here at the Nashville Armory with a brand new gun out of Dallas, Texas, the Rost Martin RM1C. Rost Martin is new on the scene, and they have created what would by price be considered a budget handgun, but it comes with a lot of premium features. So today we're going to get some first shots in, we're going to put it through the paces, and we're going to answer the question, is this gun worth $459? So let's get into the rapid fire stats for the Rost Martin RM1C. So it is a striker fired handgun with a polymer frame. It is a 9mm handgun and it has a 4-inch barrel. The magazine capacity is 15 rounds or 17 rounds. It comes with both. And the unloaded weight is about 21 ounces. So it is a compact handgun with a pretty light weight. The weight of the trigger is about 5 pounds and it has a really short trigger reset. In terms of ambidextrous features, it has an ambidextrous magazine release as well as an ambidextrous slide catch. In terms of safeties, it just has a trigger safety similar to like a Glock. And then as mentioned, the MSRP on this gun is $459. So think about it sitting somewhere between something like a Glock 19 and a PSA Dagger. It almost sits exactly between those. But it has some really premium features that I want to cover real quick that are not typically seen on guns at this price point. So the feature that I really like about this gun is it already comes drilled for an optics plate. You don't really see that on guns in the $450 price range very often at all. It also has really nice sights. It's got a U-notch in the rear and a front dot, really simple. Interchangeable back strap. Comes in 3 different colors. This one is, I believe, called their Sniper Gray. I really think it's cool. And then as I mentioned before, the trigger and trigger reset are really nice for a gun of this price point. So about a 5-pound pull, nice clean break, but check out how short this reset is. And it's reset. That's just a crazy short reset. It also has the cocked indicator back here, so you can see if it's ready to rock and roll. Of course, has a chamber indicator as well. So I have not shot this gun yet. I picked it up yesterday. I'm excited to put it through its paces. So let's get into that now, shall we? Okay, so initial shots with this gun. As predicted, that trigger reset is unbelievable. That is a trigger reset from a $1,000 handgun, not from a $450 handgun. I'm finding it really easy to control recoil and to be accurate out of the box. I like the stippling on the hand grip. Hadn't fully loaded this one. This is, by the way, the extended magazine that it comes with. That gets you 17 if you load it all the way up. But let's keep going. I do like the sights on this. I like the contrast between the blacked out sights in the rear and the single dot in the front. Makes it pretty easy to acquire quickly. Yeah, I like that a lot. Really controllable, especially for its extremely lightweight. I mean, this gun is very light. You know, I'm not trying to break any world, land speed records here running this thing, but it's really smooth, it's easy to keep on target, very accurate, and I just put, close to 30 rounds through this thing, and it hasn't really heated up at all. That's 30 rounds over the span of what, like a minute and a half? Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's very impressive. Let's load it up and let's keep going, see what other impressions maybe emerge. So about 45 rounds later, let's do some really quick initial impressions. I like the sights overall. I typically like a square notch in the back a little bit more than a U notch. Minor details. It works just fine. Trigger reset, fantastic. Because the gun is so light, it is a little snappy as you shoot it more. That's to be expected. Nothing that isn't completely controllable. So I'm going to run a few more rounds. And then I'm also going to do a little reload. I just want to see how it is with no flare magwell. I'm just going to be doing a pocket reload on this guy. Super easy, super simple. I do want to show you one detail real quick. This gun has one of the most violent magazine ejects that I've ever seen. Watch this. The spring in this magazine is really strong, so even at a dead horizontal angle, it'll pop itself out. So now we've had our fun, let's put the RM1C through our typical speed and accuracy test. Obviously adjusted a little bit for our venue. Let's talk about what we're going to do. I have holstered it. I've added my Streamlight TLR7 so that it fits in our Crucial Concealment Universal Light holster. The normal test, one shot drawn from holster, a reload, which will just be a pocket reload in this case, 3 more shots towards center mass, then I'm going to run laterally about 5 yards and take the final shots. The goal is to get a headshot in as few shots as possible as quickly as we can. So with that said, let's see how we can do.
What kind of failure?
First malfunction, it just had a bit of a double feed. Let's reset that, give it another shot. Brand new gun, never oiled it, just took it straight out of the box. These things happen. Boom. All right, so let's run that in. The total time, we had 8:02, 156 on the first shot. Obviously 5 shots in total. That was the final headshot that we were able to land. Pretty happy with that. It wasn't a clean target to start with. Obviously this is a little bit different than some of the other tests we've done in the past, but that 156 first shot and being able to nail that headshot at a diagonal distance of about 10 yards, I'm pretty impressed with how this gun performed overall. Gotta say it. So about 100 rounds later, I'm ready to give some preliminary final thoughts on this gun. Highlights. For the price, this gun is really impressive. It shoots really well. I can already tell that it's breaking in nicely. I like the sights. I especially like the trigger. I like the chamber indicator. There's just a lot of really nice things to appreciate here, especially in a gun that costs what this gun costs. In terms of lowlights, I don't really have many. We had one failure to feed. It was a double feed. We're just using cheap range ammunition. This gun, I took it straight out of the box. I haven't even oiled it or anything per the instruction manual. It'll get a nice cleaning after this day. Frankly, 99% reliability for a brand new gun. I'm okay with that. I imagine that'll even improve over time. So with that, let's give it a little bit of a rating. Utility category, let's start with caliber effectiveness. 9mm, standard 15 rounds, dead even, and we're going to give it a 5. It's perfectly average at that. In terms of carryability, I'm going to give this gun an 8 out of 10. It is very small, easily concealed, very lightweight. With things like universal light holsters, you can carry it very easily. It's only getting dinged a little bit here because it is, a 4-inch barrel, so it might be a little large for some people. And because it's so new, there's not a ton of holster options available except for universal light holsters. In terms of customizability, well, it's got the full Picatinny rail. It already has the cut for the optics. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. We'll see how the aftermarket picks up additional parts and additional support as this gun becomes a little bit better established. In the novelty category, starting first with fun factor, I'm going to give this gun a 6 out of 10. It's fun to shoot, it's nice and snappy, but it's not, it's nothing spectacular. It's not like shooting a staccato, but it's also a quarter of the price. More on that later. In terms of cultural significance, I'm going to give this gun a 3 out of 10. It's significant because it is a new gun manufacturer out of Texas. And I hope over time we'll look back at that score and say, no, this gun is a 10 out of 10 in cultural significance. Right now, it's just a little bit new, hasn't been picked up much in the mainstream. Here's hoping that videos like this help to change that. And lastly, in terms of value for money, I'm going to give this gun a 9 out of 10. This gun is really phenomenal value for money, especially when you compare it to other things that are available in that mid $400 price tier. I'm excited by this entry from Rost Martin. I'm really excited to see what they do next. Big thank you to Nashville Armory for having us out and letting us use their facility to film this review. Thank you guys for sticking around. And if you need any concealed carry apparel for your active lifestyle, Check us out at arrowheadtacticalapparel.com. We will see you next time.